All right, everyone, it's Darius with Off-Road Universe. Wanted to do a quick video just to show you guys kind of what's going on. Last time I did a video on this bike, I had just installed the Ciscos Powervalve spring. Obviously, it goes right there. This is a less tension, softer spring for the YZ250, YZ250X Powervalve assembly. Basically, what this does is it lets the power valve open sooner, but also has a little more control, so it's not just like slamming open all of a sudden and snapping the power on. And I've done a lot of stuff to this bike to try to bring the power down and give it more throttle response. So I'm out here at my favorite track, which is Bluebonnet MX here in Caldwell, actually Deanville, Texas. And with the mods on the stock bike, this is the SX head, this is the Boysen rad valve, I could pull third mostly with the stock bike. Fourth would be too much bogging, couldn't pull that on the track out of the tight corners and stuff. With the Powervalve mod now, which is the spring, not just the mod. The mod I had done where I removed the washer, but this is the actual spring with the washer put back in place, for those wondering. So I went back to stock and then just put the Ciscos spring on it. It's incredible. I can pull fourth out of corners with just very little clutch, and we're talking about some very tight corners. Third is just a beast. The power comes on right off, a little bit past idle, and just pulls and has tremendous throttle control. I can go into corners faster, I can come out of corners faster, I can be more aggressive on the throttle. It's just great. So it definitely changed the whole nature of the bike. The bike still seems to rev, still has the same amount of power. It's just you don't have that power valve opening all of a sudden and causing you to spin out. I've got a pretty well-worn back tire, and I'm able to handle corners with a lot of speed and control the throttle, modulate, when the power's coming on, and I can get a hit of power off idle, but then I can modulate the throttle so that I'm not spinning out of control, and I can give just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and it just keeps pulling and pulling and pulling. And I also noticed it seems to run cleaner. I mean, I've been working with the jetting like a madman. I've got the Apex jetting specs, and I only had this one little bit of spooge here, which is pretty darn good because I would have tons everywhere. It seems like you're getting optimal cylinder configuration with the power valve coming on earlier. So I would say it's just a big success. Do it if you want to bring that hit lower and still have the hit, but just don't have it come on all of a sudden and cause your bike to be uncontrollable. That's not the way that you're going to go faster. You want to have controlled power. You want to have the control at your wrist, not all of a sudden coming on like a box of dynamite. Unless you're, hitting big hills or something in the desert, most guys are not going to want that. But it's just as powerful. In fact, feels even more powerful. I told a friend of mine, I was like, this feels like an open class bike. And I know because I've got 5 of them. So it's definitely got some beans. So anyway, check it out. Ciscos in Australia. Just look up Ciscos, CISCOS, YZ250 spring, and you Google that. You'll get the page. You can order it, and honestly, I got it in like a week. It cost me about $60 with shipping, and the price they have on there is Australian, so it looks more expensive, but it's really pretty reasonable for what you get. And I've spent hundreds of dollars on different mods, honestly. I got the Apex head and the rad valve used. I probably spent about $300 on both of those used. If I would have bought them new, I would have spent probably $600 by the time it's all done and said. And none of them got me what I got from that little spring. So big improvement.